the Justice Department and the FBI think they're above the law, and they don't think they're even answerable to the President of the United States. Under a constitutional system they are, but not in liberal land. They think the Justice Department and the FBI should be able to do whatever it wants without being accountable to the American people. And I'm glad to see that the President is beginning to question what Robert Mueller is up to. Now, if you've been following Judicial Watch, or at least these videos and my comments generally, I've been calling on the Mueller operation to be shut down for some time now. I think it's constitutionally suspect, ethically compromised, and frankly has no more reason for being, given the fact that there is no evidence of Russia collusion. So in many ways, it's a zombie investigation. The President is called into question just this past week whether he should have been appointed to begin with, since there was no crime. Robert Mueller should have been appointed to begin with, since there was no crime to investigate. He's highlighted the partisan nature of the investigation. Now, it was Judicial Watch who back in December first highlighted the fact that we could not find that Mueller had hired one registered Republican on his team. All sorts of partisan Democrats, not just people who just happen to be registered Democrats, but individuals who are writing checks to Democratic candidates. That's a level of activism that is relatively unusual, even in the federal bureaucracy. Well, actually, it's not unusual in the federal bureaucracy, because the federal bureaucracy is terribly partisan, despite what the media will tell you. But he couldn't manage to find one Republican, and his number two, as highlighted by Judicial Watch, is an anti-Trumper who was supporting Sally Yates, the acting Attorney General, Obama holdover, who was targeting, again, Trump, Flynn, Sessions, all of that, and who refused to enforce President Trump's travel ban, completely outrageously and unethically as a lawyer. And this Andrew Weissmann wrote her an email saying, "I'm in awe of you for doing that lawless act." And this is the man hired as number two by Robert Mueller. This is the man still kept on as number two despite that outrageous email coming out, and despite a subsequent report in the Wall Street Journal showing that Andrew Weissmann, the number two prosecutor in Mueller's office, attended Hillary Clinton's campaign night party up in New York. How can we trust the Mueller operation in light of that? And McCabe reminds me just how awful an FBI Director James Comey was. And it also reminds me why the Mueller operation was really born in an improper way. Because recall, Comey improperly took records, stole records from the FBI, these so-called memos he supposedly wrote about his meetings with Donald Trump, and he leaked that information with the express hope of getting Mueller appointed. So you had the outgoing FBI director commit a crime to get a special counsel appointed to go after the president in a vendetta over the president's firing of him. And Mueller himself interviewed for the job as a result of Comey's firing. He interviewed for the job for the FBI director. Is Mueller going to investigate himself? I mean, we're supposed to just, and if you listen to the Republican leadership, they're all defending Mueller. I don't think that's the appropriate way to handle this. It needs to be shut down.